Manalytics as usual.
Usual, special occasion, OG New himself, Mr. E. Howard.
OG New.
What's going on?
What's going on, good brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm honored to be in your presence.
Hey, thanks for allowing me to be in my presence.
So I'm interested to hear what your opinions are.
Okay.
And let's go in. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. I remember earlier this week, man, you had a very, very good, different insight in the Coach Prime recent news that's been circulating. And for those that's not aware, Coach Prime, Deon Sanders, he was the head coach at HBCU school, Jackson State, and recently bolted for Boulder, Colorado, Buffaloes, Boulder, Colorado. So it's created a lot of chatter in the community, and
In the black community.
in the black community specifically. And I want to know where you come off at with this.
You know, one, I see both perspectives, right?
Right.
You have people that are upset because he's leaving. They feel like he used it as a platform to get what he wanted. And I think that there's just a certain level of hate that shouldn't occur because a black man has advanced himself, and he has a track record, right, where he has a body of work where he's advanced himself on every level. So the fact that people are upset, I get it. You fell in love with what he brought, right? It was the allure of Coach Prime, right?
Right.
But I think that people are looking at it for all the wrong reasons, or maybe their own selfish wants.
Okay.
Because I get it. He's been there 3 years, right?
Right.
He brought kids in. He told them what he wanted to do, and he did that, right? You know,
Put them on the map. He put you cared about well, I mean, a lot of people care about HBCU because they came. You specifically, you came from HBCU school.
I came from the HBCU school.
So we care about our schools. I'm not from HBCUs, but I know there's a certain pride level that comes from just being associated with. So he put the focus of HBCUs back on the map again. And he switched the game up because he had a lot of these big time coaches like Nick Saban. You know, they was in the media going back and forth about paying players and a lot of shots that Saban was taking, which NIL wasn't legal at the time. That's where you're allowed to pay. Basically, college kids can make money off of their own brand.
That's another conversation.
That's a whole other discussion, right?
Because I'm not a fan of NIL.
I'm not either.
Or the transfer portal.
I'm definitely not a fan of that. And we can actually go into that because it's kind of tied into this. Off the standpoint that, so Deon Sanders, again, he brought awareness to Jackson State. He made it relevant. He made HBCU relevant.
Sure he did.
And this is before, when we used to watch, in Thanksgiving, we used to watch Grambling and Southern.
Right.
Eddie Robinson Jr., Sr.
Sure.
Rest in peace. But that's when HBCU was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna watch the band, but and it was just for the band's sake. It wasn't for the actual game,
Sure.
right? But when Coach Prime came, he's taking big players from big schools. They're saying, okay, I like Coach. I'm going there because of him. And he's basically, I wouldn't say insinuating, but basically pumping the agenda of why are we making these other schools better? Why let's build from within. Let's make us better. And he was taking standout like A1 top 50 recruits, and they were transferring to Jackson State just for him. So I say all that to say this, because that was a long-winded intro. It's okay for him to leave, but what about the kids that basically they came to play with him? He's not there anymore, so now it's a limit.
It is, but in just my perspective, when you look at Deon, right, you look at him as being a successful black coach, right? And I think that he has an obligation to become as much as he can be on the highest level that's available to him.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
People are penalizing Coach Prime for being a good recruiter, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And being able to put together talent and be able to resuscitate a movement with HBCUs, right? With getting young black players visibility that normally wouldn't get that visibility. He brought, right? He generated, his very presence generated revenue for a city that is arguably one of the poorest cities in the state of Mississippi, which Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the country.
It's like East Cleveland. If there was a state that was East Cleveland,
You might be right. You might be right. But he resuscitated a city, a program, and he made it proud for our young black players. Made it okay for them to be proud that they're black and that they can go to a HBCU and that they can perform on the highest level. And that you could take mid-level players who are not top 4, top 5 players and still be successful, right? And it's documented, right? You can YouTube it. Deon always said in conversations that he wanted to be at a top 5 school, right? A Power 5 school, right? And at this point, man, it's kind of like Deon's story at Jackson State is probably best described, in my opinion, as a TV series ran its course, right?
Which he did have, by the way, they did used to film behind the scenes, like kind of like a Hard Knocks, but showing Jackson State practice and practice. So yes.
Right, but I think that what Deon did in 3 years, he peaked out, right? He peaked at the coaching level that he was at, and he had an opportunity to have a larger impact by becoming a black coach at a Power 5 school, right? That got hired basically off of a 3-year success, and mind you, he had his other programs, his school program. I can't remember the name of it. But I think his work was done at Jackson State. But what ultimately is extremely gross to me is the fact that his own people turned on him after he did so much good.
I feel that. And he did, I believe last year he actually won the title with Jackson State, or got to the title game.
He got to the title game. He lost against South Carolina.
But the fact that he turned that program around miraculously, it shows you that they bought in. And absolutely, yeah.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do as a coach?
Supposed to.
You're supposed to get buy-in from your players, and once you get buy-in from your players, you can be successful. And when you're successful, you win championships. And they're penalizing him for being successful in doing what is ultimately the goal for all coaches to do. When Coach Saban walked into a living room, and I'm not picking on Coach Saban, but I mean, he's top of the food chain, right?
Yeah, he is.
When a Coach Saban walks into a living room of a parent to convince the family and that kid that his school is a school to go to, what is he doing, right? That's rhetorical. He's selling a program. Right?
Absolutely.
When Deon took the coaching job at Jackson State, he came in, he chopped his salary up as such that he was really underpaid. Like everybody knows, the world knows that Deon was underpaid.
Right.
Not only was Deon underpaid, he went to his own pocket to make sure these kids were good, right?
And I think he invested in the practice field for him or something like that too.
He not only did he put his own money into the situation, right, into building this program, into creating this culture within, he used his own money, but he used his own resources.
So why leave that?
Hang on.
No, it's like, why
It's not
build
a
the
quick.
house?
It's not a quick answer.
Yeah.
It's not a quick answer.
Well, it's a quick exit. You know what I mean?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. 3 years, you start now, the third year, you start to see your work. Your body of work. Baker.
That's your boy.
That's your boy, Baker Lover. Baker just threw a touchdown for the first time in like, what?
Ever.
All season.
Ever.
It's with the Rams for those that's not sure. But, you know, you start to see, in college, you start to see your guy. Like, you always hear the phrase, my guys. Like, I have my guys, I build my program. Sure. You see that by year 3. And this is year 3, whereas I invested, I've built a new practice facility, I put my stamp on this program, I've been pumping the HBCU agenda, I've got a lot of recruits. I pissed off Saban and made him come at me in public talking about I'm paying players and all of that extra stuff, even though he's a dominant program, you know, but I've made us relevant, but now I'm going to leave that. You know what I mean? Like, it's incomplete to me. And
what's complete? Whose complete is it? Is it his complete or is it your complete?
no, I say incomplete.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. Yeah.
Right, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Is it your incomplete or is it his complete?
That's rhetorical because it's mine, and I know mine doesn't matter to him, but I would think that money doesn't matter to him.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Does Deon's move to Colorado, right, even though all the good that he's done for Jackson State University and the state of Mississippi and Jackson, the city itself, is all he's done and the decision that he made, is it warranted that he gets the hate that he's getting?
No, it's not. For one, no one should be hating him just because. You know what I mean? You could disagree with his moves, but hate, that's like, you can't hate the man. That's a Hall of Famer. In fact, that's probably my second, next to Bo Jackson, my favorite player ever. And
There's a lot of
he,
people.
like his fashion, the way he transformed the game where kids like me grew up like, I want to be like Prime Time, like high stepping and wearing visors, you know what I'm saying? And oh man,
Must be the money.
Must be the, obviously it is, and that's probably gonna be the name of the show. Must be the money. But he really transformed the game. So again, you can't hate him for that, like making a move for the money per se.
Well, why? No. It's you feel it. That's your you. Feel
What I feel is I feel
no, because you've stressed that like 5 times.
Because that's basically the main sticking point that everyone is discussing. The point.
No, that's the narrative that people are throwing at the situation.
Right. I'm just saying that's the narrative. But my reason for disagreeing with him is if you promise these kids, hey, I'm gonna be here. This is why you need to come here. This is what we're doing here. This is special. Come along. You don't play for them. Play for us. And you lie to the kids. That's what I'm. That's
lie to the kids.
Because you got people transferred over there, and we got to talk about. The
okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Do you know the names of any of the kids on that team?
Absolutely not. It's what's the son that Shaquille?
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Shaquille.
So what are we talking about? Real shit, or we talking about rhymes? Because wait a minute, you telling me how jacked up Coach Prime is for selling dreams and bailing? Hold on, let me finish.
Go for it.
Selling dreams and bailing on kids, but you can't name me one player on the team.
Well,
what are we talking about here?
Well, I don't follow Jackson's statement on a per day basis. Right?
But everybody else does that argue this point.
But my point is different because it is prime time. Again, you went to Colorado. You could have went somewhere else. No, if we're gonna be real,
I'm gonna use in the words of Coach Prime. You can't sell me no bull junk.
Oh, I'm not. Why keep talking about the money? Why is that the only sticking point? I guess it seems like a money maker, right? I'll tell you why. It doesn't make sense to go to Colorado. If you coach Prime, if you transform the program like he did, you have the cachet he has, and you can wait, you can pick and choose your destination. Okay. There's no way in hell why I would go to Colorado, Big 12. What is that offering me? Yeah, it's a Power 5, but it's like a low Power 5. If I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna leave for like, which I don't understand why I get the Florida State job, or something along those lines. I'm not leaving for Colorado, Chief. I don't care. Like traditionally, Colorado, Oklahoma, like I'm not doing that. So the only reason he could have made this move was because of money. Because from a prestige standpoint, it doesn't make sense. From a historic standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And just from a fucking geographical standpoint, Colorado, that doesn't make sense to me.
So here's what I'll say. One, it doesn't have to make sense to you.
Okay.
All right.
I know that don't make sense to you either, though.
Yeah. So, I'm a left-handed Capricorn, so it makes a whole lot of sense to me because we think different than everybody else, right? And it's on a higher level.
Explain this to me.
Left-handed and a Capricorn.
No, explain this.
We different.
Yeah,
well, here's what I'll say. Okay, so if we follow sports, we all know that UCLA and USC is leaving the Pac-12,
right?
The Power 5 conference,
right?
And they're coming to the Big Ten, right? So now, instead of him having to compete with UCLA, USC, Stanford, and Utah, he just cut 50% of his issue.
Okay.
Right? Now, he has a facility that's going to attract players. Because you can talk about the pro-black movement and how these kids want to play for HBCUs and how the resurgence is what it is. These kids still want to play football in front of a big crowd, on TV, right?
Colorado in the Pac-12.
Colorado is in the Pac-12, but now, that's what I'm saying, Deon has cut 50% of his issue. Now he don't have to deal with UCLA, USC. All he has to deal with is Utah and Stanford sometimes. Because there's like after those two schools, who they got to fight with? Arizona State. They're not perennial.
I mean, that's true.
Good teams.
But if you're trying to get to the playoff, is that happening in Colorado? Stricter schedule at the
well, guess what? The first thing you got to do. The first thing you got to do to even be able to be considered for the college playoff is be a Power 5 team.
Yeah, okay.
Jackson State,
I get that.
Being in the SWAC, you got North Carolina Central in the MEAC, you got Shaw University in the CIAA. There's no way impossible that they can make it to the FBS playoff series. So now he's already got that. That's not an obstacle for him anymore.
So I'll take that job in the foot.
It's because listen, it's not an obstacle. Okay, UCLA and USC are leaving the pack. Right.
Absolutely.
I got rid of 50% of my headache, my challenge. Right. Now I'm in a Power 5 conference, excuse me, and then I'm going to a program that has history and tradition, and it's what
tradition? Rashawn Salam,
Eric Bieniemy.
All right, that's a.
I mean,
that's a narrow.
I mean,
yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, it's a narrow tradition because it happened so long ago. Right? Like, it's not talked about, but it still happened. Like, they were a strong school. You know, I'm not
solid. They were solid. I won't say they're strong. No, I'm being serious.
Colorado's like Texas A&M, right? They got rich tradition.
Right.
They love their team, but they ain't got a long history of being successful.
Yeah, I don't think they ever won they conference before, have they?
Who, Colorado?
Yeah.
I'm sure they have.
I don't think they have. I honestly don't. They probably have, like back in the 30s. I don't know though.
30s, really?
Right. No, but seriously, I
think they won in conference when Eric Bieniemy was there.
No, they
Google
couldn't.
it.
Nebraska was fucking shit up.
Google it. Pull your phone out.
Yeah,
well, we gotta Google it. Somebody Google that or write it down and Google it and let us know what the answer is.
I was born when Nebraska was fucking shit up and Oklahoma. All like that, because it was the Big 12 then. One of them two teams was always winning the conference. Always.
Right.
Yeah, I don't ever think Colorado. I mean, but hey, we'll put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. I think you're wrong. I think I'm right.
I appreciate that.
I think I'm right. Man, this is a great IPA.
This is strong.
Shout out to the brother that brought it in. Mike Butts brought this in.
Yo, Mike, that's my guy. What up, noob? Okay, so playoff coming up.
Taste.
Speaking of playoffs, so Ohio State.
FBS playoffs or FCS?
It's cheap.
I mean,
That's real cheap.
I'm just wondering what we're talking about here.
Well, of the real Power 5 teams, right?
Okay.
All right, so let's just leave it at the real Power 5 conference. Ohio State got in. A lot of people disagree, which, I see both sides of the argument, but it's not a strong argument for me to disagree that they shouldn't be in. But the outcome is like, that's what's lurking. It's like, damn, I wish we could have did TCU. I would have rather played Michigan with Georgia. That's
right. Sure.
That's gonna be a different. But Georgia's like a fast ass Michigan. Basically, they're physical.
Yep.
They're way faster than Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I agree.
What you think gonna happen, man?
I think that if you give the Ohio State University a month to prepare for the big game on the big stage, where everybody is pretty much rooting against them, or surely betting against them, with a healthy Travion Henderson, a healthy Mayan Williams. Unfortunately, Smith and Jigga's not playing, but that's a whole nother subject and way I feel about that. I think that Ohio State will perform better than what most people think.
You see him, huh?
Oh, Baker won?
Yeah.
He won?
One of the first game, haters like me.
Good for you, Baker.
Like,
you.
wow. That's lucky.
I mean, you did play the Raiders, bro.
Raiders have been winning lately, though, but yeah, they are the Raiders.
Didn't they lose last week?
No, I think they won. They won, actually. They beat, who they beat? Because Jacobs won. Stupid.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Jaguars.
Yeah, but you see they can't build a streak.
I think. Oh, shit.
Hey, listen,
He got his pride back.
You know what? Oh, hell yeah, he just won. Emily feeling good.
We're talking, and for those that not know what's going on, we're talking about the Rams just defeating the Raiders, and this is Baker's first game
As a Raider.
As a Raider, just signed off the street. And
he read the playbook on the plane.
Yeah, you know, and he had a lot of different coordinators in his life, so there's nothing for him to restudy a new playbook. But, you know, like I was telling my dad, yes, I've always, you know, I've been real critical of Baker, but I still, once you a Brown, you always a Brown, for real, and I don't ever want no Browns to be terrible. So I'm pulling for him, like, you know, I don't hate him. I just seen his deficiencies.
I mean, you know, Baker had a Cleveland mentality, so right, that's why it was easy for the city to fall in love with Baker. But you know, at the end of the day, he didn't perform well here, and he didn't perform well in Carolina. I mean, he was reduced to the third string quarterback.
He wasn't performing well tonight until that last drive.
Right? Was it lightning in the bottle?
We gonna see.
I wish you well, Baker.
Right. Hey,
I wish you well. Yeah,
good luck, kid. It was a unilateral move.
You couldn't have felt good about that.
They're not playing for nothing this year.
I mean, you know, his success record makes you weary.
They don't have draft picks. So, as shitty as they're doing, somebody's going to use those picks. In fact, you would never believe in a million years who's going to probably have a top 4 pick because of this shit.
Let me see. Buffalo?
The fucking Eagles.
The Eagles.
They are strapped, bro.
How about the Eagles?
Hey, how about the Eagles, man? They.
You know what? The Eagles are a prime example of how fickle sports fans are. They wanted to run Jalen Hurts out of town.
They did. And all he did is get better.
Oh, yeah.
Some could compare him to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, his first year, people was like, Second year, they're like, Third year, they're like, oh, this motherfucker's a star. This shit. Because it slowed the game, which is then the magic number, which is my number, it's my Kappa-versary.
Happy Kappa-versary.
Appreciate it.
Toast to you.
Appreciate it. That lucky number 3. Shout out to all the Trey clubs out there.
Shout out to the Trey clubs.
That third year where that's that number where you start to reap your benefits. And Jalen's starting to look like a fucking MVP this year.
I think he is already.
I agree with you.
I mean, who's done more than he?
Some say Burrow. That's really it. And
Burrow
Burrow
can't beat us. And we the ultimate team to beat us.
He can beat
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Beat ourselves.
He beat Mahomes though.
Josh
Allen can't beat. He barely beat the niggas this year. But Burrow he reminds me of Joe Montana. Burrow reminds me of Joe Montana, the way he plays, his cool demeanor, and Joe Montana always beat Marino. He always beat Elway. He beat niggas. You know what I mean? And it was niggas playing it. And it's the same with Burrow. Burrow beats Allen. Burrow beats Mahomes. He beats all these guys.
The Browns beat.
But Baker and the Browns are beating that nigga though. So what does that mean? But Burrow, he's a beast. And again, we just think about it in the Super Bowl. Had not it been that sack, Bengals, I think they was going to beat them.
Is the sack part of the game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that took them out of the field goal range. I'm just saying.
We can point at a million plays that caused them the game.
Burrow came back though.
Okay.
That's a motherfucker I don't want to play against. Like when it comes down to it.
Shit, if I'm a Browns fan, I do. He 0-4 against him.
Yeah, regular season.
Oh shit.
I want to see that in the playoffs.
Well, why not?
Because I already know how that fucking narrative will play out.
Listen. If I could
walk. Oh no, but you know what? I forgot. Massage Watson is on quarterback. Bring the nigga on.
That's disrespectful.
That was cheap. That was real cheap. But bring him on. Because we could beat anybody. Because number 4, when he got the rock.
Hold on, before we continue this conversation, what's that man's name? What's that man's name? Come on, man. We ain't
coming off of a 11-game suspension, quarterback Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
AKA Massage.
No, why would you say that? That's not good. Come on, man. See, that's that black on black crime.
Damn, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. That was cheap.
Man, listen.
That's poor taste. I apologize. I'm sorry.
All right.
That's poor taste.
Come on, man. Don't do that man like that.
That was real poor taste.
You watching too much TMZ, man.
Man, hey, but he's weird though, man. Come on, let's keep it real, man. Come on, dude. Man, you know he's weird for that shit, man. That's weird, man.
Deshaun Watson is nothing more than free.
Not with your fucking massage. Man, just get one. I'm just saying that shit is bizarre to me. But however, he's our quarterback. I'm just saying that shit was kind of that's some different shit. Right? We can. Why fuck with them? Why not go to the club? Fine, man. You're Deshaun Watson. You're rich. You attractive. Go get a. You could get anybody. Why the fuck you gotta deal with a massage therapist?
He pretty much did. He pretty much did get anybody. What are you arguing?
No, he got the same somebody from the same organization. No, brothel, whatever, however you want to.
Listen.
Damn.
Listen, Linda.
You Deshaun Watson, man.
Hey, listen.
I'm just saying, man. That's weird.
What's weird?
It's weird that you gotta fuck with massage therapist. Like you can fuck with any, bro. Like it's easy, man.
Man, that was his thing. Hey, listen. If you start reading the diaries of a lot of your homeboys, you figure out some of this is freaky shit too.
Some shit don't be quite adding up.
Some shit might be questionable in their background too, but you still fucking with them.
Hey, but the whole point is this: it's behind us now, or we can just go forward.
Are we sure?
Well, he's been suspended.
You brought it up.
I don't even know how even.
You gonna talk about my man like that?
Well, because.
That's your franchise quarterback, G.
It is $230 million worth of reasons.
Hey, listen. Good for him.
He is. He got paid. He got that bread.
But they mad at Deon because he got that bread. Ain't that bitch? You gonna praise Deshaun Watson for getting $230 million, but y'all, the world, Black Twitter don't want to let Deon get that, even if it is about the money. So wait,
He lied to the kids.
Listen. How y'all out here?
He lied to the kids.
He lied to the kids.
No, you know what though? No, the reason why I say fuck that, all bets off. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna give you a real reason.
Oh, let me say this to you.
All right.
You know what right now they saying about the transfer portal? It's overloaded.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like 500 people.
So no. It's like 1,000.
Oh shit.
It's like 1,000 kids on the first day available in the transfer portal, right? So what you mean to tell me is the coaches of 1,000 kids sold them a dream and couldn't fulfill that dream, and you gonna penalize Deon, but they penalizing these coaches over here, because if your kid, if these coaches were selling these kids. Or it was working out, because it might not just,
I'm sure.
They say
Colorado.
They say, but
it's a crapshoot.
It's not, because
Colorado.
you got a city, you got a state yearning for a good quarter. They ain't got no really for the Denver ain't in Boulder.
No, it's rough. From what I've heard, it's Colorado. Period. It's lovely to live there.
Why y'all hating Deon because he leveled up? I don't get that.
No talent, man. I'm just saying. Like,
first of all, HBCU players, if they was D1 players, they'd be at D1 schools, right?
But the D1 players was transferring there just for him.
A couple. Y'all act like he had a top 5 recruit class for the last 10 years.
But from my understanding, he did snag like a top 5 guy.
He snapped
from Alabama or something like that.
Texas.
No,
Florida State, excuse me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
No,
like,
wait.
Colorado is not going to. They're not going to compete in the playoff though, man.
How much you want to bet?
Man, I'll bet a lot of money on that one.
You betting on Deon? You betting against Deon?
I'm betting against.
You betting against Deon?
I'm taking the field.
The field, my ass.
Big Ten gonna always send because they did change the rules, so they go to 18.
12.
Oh, 12. Yeah, 12? No, it was 8. It went up to 8, I thought. Oh, it did go to 12. That's crazy. That's a whole different discussion.
Hey, listen, man, I do this.
They'll get in.
You want to talk about this?
They'll get
You want to talk
ran.
about this thing named sport? Who?
Colorado will lose to like the Georgia.
So
They'll
what?
be a bottom
Hey,
seed.
listen. If Deon get them in his first year, then what y'all gonna say? Auburn gonna be like, oh shit, we should have gave Deon a job. Florida State
Oh, yeah,
gonna be like,
they should've,
oh
yeah.
shit, we gave Deon a job.
Florida State specifically. That's,
Yeah, but
that's
hey,
a
listen,
slap in the face.
y'all can talk about my man if you want to. He gonna be able to write his own check.
He made Florida State, and the fact that they would.
Shit,
you already
Ohio
know
State
what
might
it is.
offer him the job.
Hey, I will be willing to listen too.
Deon gonna, hey, he gonna make it hard for y'all not to. He gonna be the most sought after. He gonna be the hot.
Only thing I disagree with, again, this the only thing I disagree with is the
Progression.
school. The school.
Progression.
No, I'm for it. And like I ain't gonna say fuck these kids, but the kids, the transfer portal, they could bounce when they want to. So why can't a fucking coach do it and get his money? And I learned this shit the hard way because I teach, right? And
Who you teach?
so I teach elementary kids, and the kids have an option to choose which program they want to come to. You know these motherfuckers. I thought we was building something strong and special, right? Thought we had camaraderie.
I
thought we was all seeing the same agenda.
I hope.
Man, these motherfucking kids bounced on my program, which was media and broadcasting, fucking dancing, right? And I'm like, damn.
Who raised you?
But where the fuck we do this at? I'm like, we making a show.
Who raised you?
And they bounce. Hey, look, not only did they bounce, I would see their ass in the hallway, and they would act like they don't even fucking know who I was, even though I had them. So, when I say fuck these kids, that's what I mean. Like, hey, get your money. Because now, I'm like, all right, bet. Because if something come up, I'm bouncing, and I'm going to look at you and don't even fucking care.
So,
I just don't like his. I'd rather him have went to the pros or took a different school. Colorado is not a sexy program to me, and I can't be sold on that.
so listen. Deon took the best job that was offered to him.
At the time.
So if he could have went through pros, maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't. But he ain't had an option.
Because the season ain't over with. He took the first. He can't take the first offer. He took the first offer.
What other jobs are available?
Well, none now, but the NFL about the season about to end.
Ain't nobody about to hire Deon to coach on an NFL team.
Why wouldn't they? They hired fucking Jeff Saturday.
That's a weekend adventure, man.
Hey, I don't care.
What you talking about? Hey, listen, he playing on house money, right?
Man,
He
prime
ain't
time.
expected to win. He just let it. Hey, that's the owner. That's his boy. They drinking buddies. They kick it. That's his homie.
I understand that, but prime time. Even before he got to Jackson State, he was on NFL Network. Like he was an analyst.
He was laying his bone.
But he knows the game, so you can't like that. He ain't gonna have experience shit. That shit don't fly.
So the
because-
doors that are going to open up for Deon, or from Deon doing what he's doing,
Right.
they're so invaluable, right? Because the ripple effect is going to continue for 10 years, 15 years, right? And he will have cemented his name in football history because he's going to.
He already has though.
So why everybody hating him?
Well, they ain't. People ain't on for the money, and I'm not.
See, I think you are.
No, I made it because he
You
went
brought
to.
the money up again.
No, it's the weak program he went
You
to.
said bomb.
It was a weak program.
Who?
I can't be sold on that. Colorado.
So was Jackson State.
But you fucking invested, you put money into it. So
And he
why
got-
get out to
and-
get a better pro? To a
In
better
his
offer?
own money.
Right, so why did I take a better offer? You
Hold
invested in it.
on. How much money y'all think Deon got? Like he ain't hungry. He ain't starving. He's doing okay for himself. But shit, being at Jackson State depleted a whole lot of that.
He probably recouped it.
How?
I mean, you know, certain shit you
Show
can't put
me.
on books. I can't. I'm sure the accountants can, but I'm sure he recouped it. But the whole point is,
No, he didn't. He spent his own money on buying lunch for these kids.
so that's even more of a reason why you should want to get your money back. Instead of taking a weak ass program. Because what if they don't do good in the next 2 years? And you know how they do this stuff. You know how they do us.
Then he'd be a flop. But shit, if Nick
Which is
Saban wasn't willing
bullshit.
to Alabama, he'd be a flop too.
But that's bullshit because like these, why you gonna get 5 years off the rip? No questions asked. But
Cause they see the value in him.
that's crazy.
You mad cause it ain't you?
No, absolutely not. That's a whole different like. Coach Prime is, I like him. And again, he's one of my favorite players ever.
What's
I just
going
don't
on
like
there?
him. Right. He just came out of nowhere. I just don't like the programming. And that's really it.
What's wrong with the programming with you?
Colorado's weak.
Absolutely.
Traditionally.
You know what? So you know what they did? They're not traditionally weak. That's number one. Let's not say
They
that.
traditionally solid.
No, they
Not bad, not good, in the middle of the pack.
No, the program hasn't been good for quite some time.
A long time.
And you know what they said? They saw an asset in Coach Prime.
I just bet they did, because he could sell tickets and put yeah, I just bet that's the asset they see.
Because he could sell tickets or because he could win championships, and selling tickets is what comes along with that.
First of all, they don't damn well they can't win championships in Colorado. So
I see Coach Prime pissed in your cornflakes too.
No, I don't understand
You
how
mad
you
at
taking
him?
that from that. I don't see how you take it. I said Colorado is using him, and I don't like to see my greats being used
How?
because they're not going to win a championship at all.
What's Prime's salary?
I think he's getting $30 million for 5 years. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I could be off. But I want to say around $30 million.
So he got $30 million contract.
And I think when he was with Jackson State, I want to say 15 to 20
50, 21.
million. That's how much he was getting.
No, right.
Now he's getting less than that.
200,000.
That's it.
See,
I think it should have been less. I would 200,000. Why would you even fucking? Now that's bad decision making. Why would you even invest and build a state? Yeah, he tried. However,
there is no however after that.
Colorado's weak,
Okay.
and that's my.
Hey, listen.
Like I don't see how you can say
You
that.
said they pay, what,
I'm
you pay
against
5
it.
million, you said 4 million, 5 million a year? What do you
I
think?
don't have the numbers in front of me, so I can't. Don't quote me.
Okay, so I think so.
That's around the average though.
Okay.
Of 5.
Yeah. So this man had an opportunity to. I don't even know if that's like 1,000 times, 1,000% worth of your salary. I don't know what that is. I wasn't real
Over
mad.
200%. It's a massive increase.
It's a significant increase, right?
Absolutely.
And it puts you in a different area. in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And y'all mad because he took the opportunity? So what? Fuck the reason why.
I just thought he could get more money in a different.
No
in a
one
program.
else offered him a job.
Well,
Well, my ass.
Did Colorado offer it to him, or did he apply for it?
No, they kicked him out.
You see, them out?
So what's your point?
I just think
What you drinking, bro?
I think he jumped too quick.
IPA jumped on you, didn't it? It's your cap anniversary. The IPA jumped on you. Your opinion skewed.
Hey, it's getting late. It's been a great discussion.
It's been a great discussion. Yeah, let's table this.
We're gonna
man.
do
Talk
this
about-
again.
Yeah.
Damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need you to like really research, see why you lost, but
Who lost?
figure out how you get better.
For me?
And
You said I lost.
because it wasn't just about the money, you know what I mean? It's about the program. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Hey, listen. I went to an HBCU, as you so noted earlier,
Right.
and I posed a question to HBCU graduates. When's the last time you paid your dues? Right. You want to hoot and holler about what he did, what he promised you, what he didn't do. When the last time? How much pride and how much do you really want it to succeed? Right.
That's a different matter.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you ain't paying your dues
I think it'd be
and
better.
you ain't watching games,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you'll go travel to
Really
see your
don't.
pro team, but you ain't really traveling to go see your college team.
Right. I feel that.
HBCUs, yeah, we have pride, man, and those guys are good. And guess what? You gonna find a decent amount of players that can perform on the NFL level, but not the same rate as you are at these Power 5 schools.
Right.
I mean, you look at these games, but these kids is just built different.
It is. And I think one of the best, and you can quote me or you could tell me I'm wrong, but I think the best,
You're wrong.
I doubt it, because you haven't even heard it yet.
I know.
I think the best black quarterback ever was Airman Air and HBCU. I could be wrong. I doubt it.
Alcorn State.
I doubt I'm wrong on this one. but that was the best athlete overall that has ever came, and I believe he was drafted number 1 or 3? Like he was drafted.
He was
in the
he
first
was high.
round,
He
right?
went. Yeah, he went.
Yeah.
He was like 2, 3, like 3.
That mother, and a lot of people not familiar with him, but he was on a different level, man. He was on a different level. They try to say Warren Moore played Canadian football.
Warren was good. I mean, everybody. I think each of those
One
quarterbacks
of the
had
best black
time.
quarterbacks ever in the NFL. My opinion.
What about Randall Cunningham?
He ain't better than Warren Moore.
Says you.
Man, that says the stats. This is American, bro. Oh, so you saying Randall Cunningham is better than Warren
Stats don't
Moore?
tell the whole story.
Okay, winning does, right?
Because it's about how
Winning does, right?
how you affected the game.
Right. So if you affect your team going to the playoffs consistently.
Winning has a very large percentage to do with it. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. So you saying Randall Cunningham better than Warren Moore? I thought we were missing you on record.
I'm saying they're the same player.
What? No, they're not. Warren Moore couldn't even run. I mean, Warren Moore can't scramble like Randall.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Randall,
But he could.
Randall was a game banger with speed. He had an arm. You remember from the program?
Yeah.
Game banger with speed. He wasn't super active. Warren Moore was way more active than you. It's not even close. Come on, it's not close. Man, this is usual. Thanks for tuning in.
Better luck as usual. Thank you, man, for this opportunity.
We doing
You know,
it again.
talking about sports. We're gonna do it again, man. Brush up on these skills and see how we can become it, right?
Manalytics as usual.